Charlie Kirk being killed, HBCUs were targeted with bomb threats. Now, a MAGA hate group decides to go to Tennessee State University. They call themselves the Freedom Tour. And what they do, they go Fearless Tour. They go to these college campuses. Now, here's the deal. They showed up at Tennessee State uninvited, did not seek permission, and set up their table. And the whole point, this is what the whole point was. You see right here, DEI should be legal, deport all illegals now. Then they got upset because students grabbed their signs and tossed them. And then, of course, they were escorted off campus by security. Now, the videos have been going around social media. Let's just roll it, turn the audio up.
Set up a table.
Now, guys, hey, I wanted to come back to you, and I wanted to bring you a video from Tennessee State University, an historically black college. And again, these kids, they're upset, they're triggered. Why? Well, because a Turning Point USA group, one of Charlie Kirk's groups, decided to come onto their campus, set up a table to have a debate. And again, they got triggered. Why? Well, because they're victims. They're absolute victims of the white man, of everything. Everything in this country. And again, they can't see the forest through the trees. They can't. They've been taught. They have been taught to be this way by, again, their mama and their day and their grandma and the school system. They've been taught to be this way, to believe that anyone that tells them they're not a victim is, again, racist, mean. It should be run off. And these kids have no idea what they're doing. No idea that, again, they're not victims. They're entitled kids. Again, they have more than most. And again, they can't stand anyone that has a difference of opinion. And again, man, that's sad. This is what college used to be. It used to be a place where you would come. You would be confronted with different views. I mean, that's how you learn. And you don't have to be involved with a conversation. You can just walk by. But no, they had to run them off. Yeah. In a very violent fashion. But guys, I want to show you how this started and how it ended up.
What part of our systems is for people of color?
All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen.
So you feel like there's nothing. So you feel like everybody is equal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's equal in their rights, but not everybody's obviously equal in their, what they have. Like, I grew up in a double wide trailer. He grew up in Boca Raton, so, we didn't grow up equal. We're both white. I mean, he's a Jew, so that's probably why he grew up in Boca Raton. But so we're not equal in what we possess as we start always, but we are equal in what we're allowed to do, our opportunity.
Can I ask you, do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist because there are countless examples of it existing.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about. So what's wrong with the system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic or institutionalized?
I mean, I would argue the opposite. Like, again, we have civil rights acts on top of civil rights acts, in addition to the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. 14th Amendment being written for the sole purpose of expanding and equalizing the rights of white people and black people. And furthermore, the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause echoes exactly what, like, the Civil Rights Act says, right? You cannot be discriminated based on your inalienable characteristics, like your race, your sex, your sexuality, etc.
But even though we have these laws, that doesn't stop it from happening. We still know that.
You're right, racism does happen still, even though there are laws that ban it. And I think that those laws are oftentimes used to enforce a culture of anti-racism in the United States. We actually cancel people for being racist all the time. But we have in the system, as far as the system goes, you can't stop people from being racist on an individual level, unfortunately. It happens in every country, on every continent, all around the world, and it has since the beginning of time. But what you can do is make it illegal to institutionalize it by saying, you can't allow you have to allow everybody to eat at your restaurant. You can't not admit people based on their color. You can't prioritize people based on their color, etc. And I would say that I would say getting rid of DEI works towards that objective.
So, y'all had say make America great again. How do y'all feel that America is not great, and how do y'all feel that America can be great again? And when was it great?
Yeah, I would say that the most recent example of America being great was the first term of Donald Trump. And then we had 4 years of Joe Biden in chaos, and then Trump is president again. So this is his campaign hat, or his, lead up to his second term.
A few moments later.
Come on. Yo. You better not. Okay. Bring the sign back.
Showing them the door.
We walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus. We gonna figure that out, but I don't know. They need to get like a trespass, penalty or something, because
Sending them off.
Tell him it's that boy. He thought he was gonna come up like Charlie.
Yes. Say good job, TSU.
Good job. Shout out to my.
Okay, so let's be perfectly clear. They were not authorized to be on campus at all. Tennessee State University released a statement. This is what they said. Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on the campus without prior notice. In accordance with university policy, any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from university grounds without incident. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. The safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remain our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of our community. Now,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they had authorization to be there. I'm not saying they did. But one thing we got to remember, this is a publicly funded university. And I don't think that qualifies as a protest or demonstration. Again, that's one table set up on the grass in some kind of common area of a college. Now, the reason why I don't know if I believe a TSU is because they just said those students behaved in a respectful, professional manner. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anything professional about them. Anything at all. I mean, again, they yell and they scream. They're acting like a bunch of little kids. Running, chasing them out, yelling, screaming, trying to throw stuff, destroy stuff. I mean, again, they're victims. They're victims of everything they've been taught that they are. Their mama, their daddy, their grandma, they told them, you're a victim. You are a victim. And again, you don't have to listen to nobody. You have all the answers. You don't have to listen to a thing. And again, they actually didn't have to. They could have walked right by. But did they? No. They threw a damn fit. Why? Because they're little entitled brats.
So why do they do this? To get exactly what they got. Their whole goal was to go viral. Their whole goal was to say, oh, look at these folks. They're protesting MAGA. This is ridiculous. And they've been on social media trashing HBCUs, talking about graduation rates, all those things. That's what their goal is. And so let me be real clear. You're going to see this happen again. Because, see, these right-wing influencers, okay, what they're going to do is, in the mold of Charlie Kirk, they are going to target other HBCUs. I'm telling you right now. Don't think this is a single thing. They are going to do this to other HBCUs. It's all about getting under their skin. And they want to be able to say, oh, we're exposing these universities. And they're going to be saying, oh, we're exposing these state universities. See, the whole deal here is Tennessee State is in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. So their whole deal is, hey, guess what? We got a Republican governor. We've got a supermajority of the Republican legislature. And so what do? Let's target them. So what we need to understand, HBCU students, faculty, and staff need to understand this is going to happen again. I guarantee you, it might be South Carolina State, North Carolina A&T, Texas Southern University, Florida A&M. It might be Albany State. We have no idea what it's going to be, but trust me, this is what these right-wing folks are going to do. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all at the outset of this year with the inauguration that what they're trying to do is defund Black America.
You know what, Roland? Why don't you take your ridiculous-looking tablecloth off and take it back to Target? I mean, again, it makes you look ridiculously fat. I mean, I'm talking about grazing in a field type fat. And again, I don't think your staff has the gumption to tell you that your manner of dress, whatever you wear, whatever moo-moos or whatever that you're wearing, they make you look horrible. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be that public service announcement to you. But again, we have to understand, these kids exposed themselves. Do you not get that? They exposed themselves. They acted in a way that they were taught to act. They were taught to act this way by their mamas, by their grandmas, by you. They were taught to act in this manner. And again, we have to understand, if they were taught differently, they would act differently. But they were taught to act like this. Why? Because again, people like you, people like their mamas and their grandmas, again, tell them they're victims. They victims. And again, if anyone shows up on their campus that's white and MAGA has and dares to sit down at a table to have a conversation. Again, they're dangerous. They're dangerous people. I mean, again, look at them sitting there in their MAGA hats. 3 or 4 of them, however there was. Man, look at them. They're dangerous. We got to get the whole campus together to run them off, to kick over stuff, knock over stuff, threaten violence. Again, these kids exposed themselves, and they exposed you. And they exposed their mamas and their grandmas and their dads that probably aren't around. They exposed them. They exposed themselves. And again, we have to understand there is a big difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. A big difference.
To an HBCU while being a whole white supremacist wearing a MAGA hat is peak white privilege. Peak white privilege. And I'll tell you why. He knows nothing's going to happen to him at that HBCU. Because if it does, it's only going to make the black folks look like animals, look like thugs. And that's the narrative he knows he's going to be able to spin on them. So them young black kings and queens at the school, they already know, man, if we put hands on dude, we're going to look like the bad guy. No matter what we do, we're going to look like the bad guy. That is peak white privilege. Because if Black Lives Matter sat up a table, 3 of them sat up a table to go into a freaking college that is majority white MAGA folks, and they went over there to debate, you guys would sit here and say them black folks went over there to start some trouble. They don't belong here. Call the police. Call the cops. Get them out of here. This is what we mean by white privilege, bro.
Hey guys, it's Leash. Listen, I'm looking a little rough. Just got finished working out. It is what it is. But y'all, the MAGA folks that went to Tennessee State University, which is an HBCU in Tennessee, the folks that went there to basically harass and wreak havoc on that campus are none short of just vile. These are children. These are students that are seeking higher education to better themselves, potentially their family, their communities. What are you doing?
Now, this is the kind of energy that I like to see, because you're showing up to an HBCU campus unprovoked for absolutely no reason but to antagonize black people. And here's the thing. The antagonistic behavior towards black people has continued to increase since Charlie Kirk's death. Whole time, black people had nothing to do with it. We just minded our business, our black ass business. But to try to trespass on somebody's campus to promote what you know is directly in opposition of said campus is egregious. And I personally feel like they should have been arrested. But since we all know how that go, I'm proud of my HBCU brothers and sisters for doing it.
I get it. They were upset. A bunch of kings and queens, they was upset because a few MAGA guys, a few white guys came onto their college campus and sat down at a table to have dialogue, to have conversation. And we all know, conversation is bad now. Conversation can be violent. Again, we know that it could be hate speech. And again, hate speech is violence, right? So we know that they were scared. They were scared. Because again, they could have been killed. They could have been attacked by words. Again, they were in danger. They were in fear of their lives. And again, they were doing nothing but minding their own black ass business. Remember, like the guy said, they was minding their own black ass business, and they could have been killed. They could have been killed. Again, I feel bad. I feel bad for them after finding out this information. And again, they don't know how to behave with this. They're a bunch of kings and queens. They don't know what to do. I mean, the only thing they knew to do was like what they were taught, which is perfectly irrational, which is throw a fit, scream, tear stuff up, and run them off the campus. I mean, who wouldn't? Yeah. You know, again, at no white college campus, would Black Lives Matter be allowed. Except they were. They were. And they have been. And again, this country is so tolerant of Black Lives Matter that we allowed cities to be set on fire 5 years ago. But again, those 3 or 4, MAGA guys, white guys. Again, their ideas may have hurt them. I mean, they could have just walked by and let them sit there and not engage with them at all. But again, we know, we've been told that their very presence, again, could have hurt them, were violent, could have hurt them. I mean, a thought, an idea could have jumped out from behind a tree and attacked them. They had nothing else to do. They had no other recourse but, again, to run them off. Perfectly logical. Again, guys, man, this is the cream of the crop. The best of the best. And they know exactly what to do and how to handle it. And again, those poor babies, they could have been hurt. Those poor students, they could have been hurt. They could have been killed. Those ideas, those MAGA ideas, those conservative ideas, well, we all know they're dangerous. If you guys would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.